terms of Quez Watkins, that's speed. Speed on speed on speed, take the top off the defense type of guy. Puts you more in line with, I say, poor man's JJ Aguilar. All right. Or
Nelson Aguilar.
Nelson Aguilar, excuse me. Yeah, Nelson Aguilar. Puts me in that mind. Not the biggest frame, but he can
That's
go.
That's not a good sign when you're
I
saying
know.
Poor man's
Come
Nelson
on.
Aguilar.
Don't do me like that, Deke. I'm trying to be the best
Usually
I can.
when you say poor man,
don't do me like that, Deke. Stop
you
it,
reference
man.
an elite
Stop
guy.
it. Don't do me like that, Deke. All right. I'm just trying to let me just get it off. All right. It's coming out raw right now. I'm just all right. I'm sorry. Blame it on the beef this weekend.
He's probably
Blame it on
faster
Future.
than Aguilar, at least.
That's what who you think has the better hands, though?
I don't know.
That's the problem.
Ask Eagle fans.
That's the problem right
They're
now.
experts on the two.
Yeah. So it's like, man, I like the speed. I like his ability to take the top off of defense. And when he catches it, yes, he looks great. But I gotta be real. That's, you know how we do. Yo, it's clowning Deontay. Jobson. Yeah. It's just a little bit different. That's all. Just a little bit different.
Yeah, Eagle fans call him Quez Dropkins.
Yeah.
We call Deontay, Dropson?
Yeah.
Dropkins. I think it's from what I've...
Go ahead, Deke. Because I don't want to be the only one dropping all this hot stuff on him. I don't want to be that guy. So
it's
help
even
me out,
worse
man.
than Deontay.
Thank you. Okay.
Like, I think for us, Deontay had that really bad season with the ball security stuff. That was COVID year.
And it
lingered. And stuff still popped up with him, but it wasn't as bad as that year.
Yeah.
I think with Watkins, it's just always been bad, from what it seems.
From my research, from some of the tape that I've seen, and even us watching him play in games versus us, yeah, that's pretty accurate. But when he's catching and he's on. Kind of like what we said with Nelson Aguilar. We've seen Nelson make some plays. He's like, whoa, we actually witnessed one of those plays happen to us. And we was like, dude, what? So he is capable. But it's just when we're talking about from a consistency standpoint or what you want to bank on being something that we can depend on each and every time he's out there. That is a part of, the knocks on his game right now. So the one benefit I would say is this, man. At worst case, you brought in somebody that's going to be able to compete with Calvin Austin in terms of being a similar body type, fast down the grass type of guy. So for Calvin Austin, this at least will make him feel like, bro, I better make sure I'm working because they're not just cool with me being the only fast guy on the roster. Clearly, they brought in another guy who's fast. But right now, I think for Quez Watkins, there's nothing guaranteed for him that he's going to make this roster. I think this is definitely competition for Calvin in the sense of that speedy dude. But for Quez, man, Quez knows in order for him to continue to have his NFL life progress the way that he wants, he just has to be more consistent with the catching of the football. He can catch, though. It's not saying that he can't, but in terms of the consistency, the fundamentals, the little details, right? Eyes always on and stuff like that. Yeah, we're going to want him to be better than what he's been for the majority of his career, from my perspective, at least. And that's with all due respect. I don't want nobody to be like, yo, Most, you tripled on him, bro. Like, with all due respect. You feel me?
Steelers Road Warrior says we are paying less per drop, though.
This is very true, but it's also a lot less production as well. DJ, if we did the drop versus catch and yardage rate, DJ go blow it out the water. With Quez, it's just, we're not fully getting there, but like you said, it's very, very cheap. It's a lot.
Well, I'm
cheaper.
just wondering what happened with him over these last 2 years. Like, how many snaps was he really getting?
Yeah.
How many looks was he getting? Because they signed A.J. Brown. It became A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. Because he had that one decent season back in that was 2021.
Oh no, you're right. That was after that. Yeah, it was after that. Yeah.
But ultimately, he wasn't good enough for them not to trade for A.J. Brown.
Right.
Like, they weren't that impressed by him.
Because he does have talent. And that's the thing. A lot of dudes have talent. He has talent. He has a defining characteristic. His speed is legit. He will run by you if you are not prepared for him. He will definitely do that. But in terms of the consistency, it can't be you have two, crazy games and then you kind of go quiet for whatever with the drops and stuff like that. That's some of the questions and stuff like, But I like the opportunity for him Because number one, you're not asking him to come in here and be a number one or a number two. And you're not pairing him with inexperience at the quarterback position. You still are going to have a certain floor. You're still going to have a certain level where you're kind of protecting him. So you're not getting corner one or corner two. You might get the third corner. It might be the fourth if it's a 4 wide receiver set. But that should give him a better chance to be his best self. But for me, I think it's less about who he's against and stuff like that. I think it's more about just, bro, get in the lab and consistently work on those hands. Because you got the speed. But that's the part that he has to be better at. Kind of like we talked about with Deontay. It's like, Deontay, we know you can run routes. We know you can run by people. We know you can do all this other stuff. But that was what he needed to improve on. And me and you both kind of got a chance to see him working on that away from, the football field. It was like, all right. And the results kind of, reflected that. So for Quez, I'm like, man, that's what you got to improve upon, man. But I don't hate it. I mean, like I said, there's definitely competition for Calvin Austin, though.
For what his contract probably is, I don't think anyone could really see that big of a downside.
Yeah.
It's a 1 year, probably like $1 million deal.
Tops, yeah.
It seems like we're just throwing darts at dartboards with some of these upside potential guys.
Yeah.
That are receivers. Like, they showed some flash at their prior destination, but really didn't fully live up. And you're just seeing if one of them could catch on here with Russ at quarterback. Because you got Quez Watkins now.
Mm-hmm. Van Jefferson.
Yeah, you got Van Jefferson. You have Denzel Mims chilling on practice squad. And you also got Marquez Callaway on practice squad. They're all very similar stories. Outside of, because Denzel Mims never had a season like the other three. But
see, I feel like Van is
a second round pick.
I still feel like Van is like the highest of that group.
Probably, yeah. Because he won a Super Bowl. He had 800 yards that 1 year with the Rams.
Well, I think his game
more refined.
Yeah. And that's the part. It's like, you catch consistently. You understand how to take the top. You got your little depot. You're going to hit him with that. But it's like, you going to consistently do the little things right. And that's going to keep your floor high. The other dudes is like, we've seen some of that. So, but the fact that all of them are here and you got Russ, it's like, man, if any of that clicks and pairs.
Sometimes all it takes is
come on now,
a connection on a random season.
Seriously, bro,
with a quarterback.
Seriously,
maybe it didn't click in your prior starts, but if Russ likes you, if there's some type of connection, you never know. Just catch the ball.
Man, just catch it. If you catch it, the quarterback will like you more. Yeah.
There might have been one more thing I wanted to say, going back to the beginning there about me forgetting things about.
I know you love the Kyle Allen pick. I know you love the Kyle Allen pick.
I didn't want to talk about that.
You didn't want to talk about Kyle Allen. His previous stop.
Quez Watkins. Oh. What does this mean now for the receiver? What do you do?
What you mean? What we do?
I got my take. I think you still got to draft the guy.
How about to say
2 rounds?
What has changed? Yeah.
There's more people in the receiver room, so I feel like the Ayuk trade's dead.
You think so? I don't think so.
I do.
I don't think there's no urgency on it though right now. That was my whole issue with it. I just feel like for the Niners, is it pressing for them to make this move now, or is that more pressing for us or other teams too? So for them, if they're trying to just, where I'm gonna get the best deal from, if they don't like what they're hearing right now for Brandon, it's like, well, we don't have to be forced to make a move. And I think that's kind of
and I think, but here's the thing: I think with that patience, I think the Steelers would just be like, all right, we'll draft him in the second round,
respect,
as opposed to giving up. You want a first round pick, but most likely maybe a second round pick's more fair.
Yeah.
Trade that second round pick and then shell out all this money for Ayuk. Let me just draft a guy. I got all these speedsters in house. Maybe one of them can live up here in Pittsburgh with Russ.
Yeah.
And we'll have a decent receiving core then.
Yeah. My thing is, man, the way that we're moving this offseason has been telling me we're doing the opposite of cutting corners. We're doing the opposite of trying to, save some money. What I've been seeing is, man, if it's something that we want, we're going to get it.
Now if we got a deal, that's a different story. Like one of these guys in free agency.
So I'm just saying, if it works out, where the deals were, in our favor, like the Russ or like the Justin Fields thing, cool. But as a whole, we haven't been operating with this mindset of we trying to, do it the bare minimum way and try to get the most out of less. So to me, I think if we kind of leave this wide receiver room as is and just draft something, I needed to be first or second round at the.
Oh, it has to be.
Yeah, because otherwise I feel like we're
Absolutely.
going backwards. I feel
No
like
question.
yeah, I'm like this isn't our model, so we either going. That's why I'm like, I don't think the Ayuk trade is dead, but at the same time, it's like if they don't make that move, something has to get done because this to me would be a little bit of a downgrade wide receiver group wise right now compared to what we had at least last year.
Yeah, the deal would have to make sense for us. I don't think Omar
Yeah.
Khan's stupid. He's not going to just give him a first-round pick
Heck
that they're
no.
asking for. The deal got to make sense. Like, we waited on the Justin Fields one, got him for a 6. So, if we wait out this Ayuk one long enough, and, Ayuk was out on his Instagram story posting emojis showing that
it's some type of
he's
interest.
a little ticked off. I think he's a little ticked off about the situation because John Lynch said that the Ayuk trade's off the table. So I think the story that he posted was in response to that, but it was just a bunch of emojis. I think saying I didn't really decipher him. I'll be honest with you. I think it was just he's mad about something and not happy with the situation.
Look, man, he felt like he can't get where he want to go. Let my man either pay me or free me.
Basically, that's
it.
I think
it's
what
either
he was
pay me or free
that's
me.
That's what he was going for. So maybe
Problem is, business don't work like that. I want to say we got your rights. We're gonna decide when we pay you or when we decide to let you leave. For us players, we're like, no, it's one or the other. Either you love me enough to pay me, or you don't need me. I'm trash. Let me leave.
I did my mock draft 1.0 today, and I did a lot of due diligence on these receivers.
Let's go. These
guys are awesome. These guys are really good.
This is facts, bro. Talent, man.
Yeah, even if we get one in the second round, which we should because we need to take Jackson Powers-Johnson first. But, yeah, I think there's some good guys that are going to be available in the second round.
Yeah, that's my thing. It's like if we don't touch anything, for a fact, get me one of them because it's too many of them that are going to be available in the first and second rounds to not get one if you truly need one, man.